What you are about to listen to contains mature content, explicit language, bad jokes, and may not be suitable for persons under the age of 17. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? You know what that sound means. On the Gas Podcast is live. I'm Andrew.
I'm Ty.
And let's go over round 2 of Houston. Tomac worked his way back up to 4th in round 3.
Okay.
So he did get a terrible start in round 3 as well, though. So
Disclaimer, I did not watch round 3. I was busy.
that's all right. I got it.
I tried to. I just couldn't get it to work on my... Or I was driving while trying to find it on my phone.
Well, you have my Peacock.
Yeah, I know. But I couldn't find it.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm driving right now. I'm not going to try and find it.
That's okay. Responsible. Okay. So this track, as opposed to round 1, it was going the opposite direction than the track on Saturday. So,
Yeah, and then they had that... The whole shot corner was further.
mm-hmm. and like obviously going the opposite direction. Some riders love that. Some of them hated it.
I would say most hated it.
Yeah, most of them seem like they prefer a left-hand start.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of crashes in that first corner.
yeah. So 250 Heat 1, Austin Fortner down in the first corner.
Speaking of the which?
Impressive comeback though. Worked his way back up to 4th. Max Volhan, he rode great. 250 Heat 2. That one was Jet Lawrence first, and then Christian Craig second. Then in the 450 Heat number 1, Justin Bogle and Raper, they went down together in the first corner in the 450 Heat, which...
Would you say it was forced?
Yeah. Bogle didn't come back, so I'd say to my next point, Bogle did not come back for the main. So I was like,
you were smelling that.
I smell a raping.
Do you know what that smells like?
No. Disclaimer, no, I don't.
You've been my co-host for 2 weeks now. I worry. I worry I do not know you as well as I thought I did.
We've been living together for about a year. I think if something was to happen, it would have happened by now.
Will you not clean yourself right there?
Well, you know the water got shut off.
Well, pay the fucking bill.
It's supposed to be included with rent. We pay rent.
Oh. We're already off track.
That's all right. So, also 450 Heat 2, Vince Freezy wrecked. He's off to the LCQ after that. Not a huge surprise there. Ferrandis was he was rocking them whoops. Like, he blew right by Muskin every single time in 450 Heat 1. And
well, I mean, Muskin hasn't been having the greatest season so far.
no, he came out strong in the first round, but these past 2 rounds, no, hasn't had very good luck.
Yeah.
Whether it be just inconsistency or
fuck ups,
or just crashes. So, well, we'll see how the rest of his season goes. Chase Sexton got that his first 450 Heat win in round 2, which that's cool. And then Barcia takes 450 Heat 2, which that's one of many Heat wins for him. 250 LCQ was interesting. 3 times the leader crashed or bobbled, and lost the lead.
Yeah, that was it was definitely a fucking shit show. Honestly, that was the most entertaining race of the night. Just because of it looked like watching the kids race.
And that's really what it is. It's all the younger guys, and they're all 18 to 21. So
yeah, but even the big name guys, man, they were still
250 main. Jet Lawrence got the whole shot. Fortner and Hampshire collide. 8 minutes left. Fortner tried a inside corner pass, and that didn't wind up good for either of them. Another top 10 for Max Bolhan, so that's good. He's showing a lot of promise being as young as he is, and this being his first Supercross season. Christian Craig pretty much gave away second position to Colt Nichols. Jet Lawrence's first Supercross win with a very commanding lead, so that was cool for him. I really believe that Lawrence, Craig, Fortner, well, not Fortner anymore, but we'll get into that later. Maybe, we don't know yet. But Lawrence, Craig, Fortner, Nichols, that'll be a dogfight this season for sure. Because Nichols, he's showing a lot of speed, a lot of strength. Craig's been right there with him most of the time. Jet Lawrence he's a fast kid. Nobody can rule him out. So we'll see how that goes. Whole shot for the 450 main was Sexton, so that's cool for him. Barcia had quite a slow start in the main.
Well, apparently he had a slow race.
Yes.
We'll talk about that here in a minute, though, because
Yeah.
I have speculations about that.
Yes. And Chase Sexton down very hard off a kicker out of a corner. It was actually the sand section that took him. I know you got thoughts about that.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. I kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen in the sand section, and it just unfortunately had to happen to Chase Sexton, the rookie who was leading and could have very possibly been his first 450 Supercross win. Hard in a kicker after the sand section. Joey Savashi, he crashed out. He went into a corner, missed the rut, and went down from that. Tomac and Osborne, seems like they found a little bit of the fire that was missing from them after round one, especially Tomac. You know, coming from 13th, which is damn near back in the pack, up to winning the race. A lot of people are saying that race was handed to him because a lot of people that were in the lead went down, but
That's racing for you.
Yeah, but I say that he earned it because he was right there the entire time, and people just happened to go down. It's Eli Tomac. I have a feeling he would have given him a fight anyway.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't go down.
And saying stuff like, oh, he didn't really get that win because he didn't crash. Doesn't that make him better than everybody else because he didn't crash?
Yeah,
and then won the race?
That makes him more consistent.
Oh, no, you're not better than this other guy. The other guy just crashed. Well, I didn't crash. So... Logic, people. Use it.
A lot of people in the moto community don't know what that is.
Well, there goes our entire listening base.
Oh, they fucking know it. For Dylan Ferrandis, he found even more than what Tomac and Osborne did. He blew by Cooper Webb with absolute ease that race. It was insane watching Ferrandis ride that race. That was the old Ferrandis that we knew in the 250 class. Like, just out-jump, out-run, outgun everybody.
He had guns. The checkered flag must have thrown him off the first time. It's not white. There's black on it.
Oh, no.
See, the thing is, I don't have to be worried about being attacked by the French.
Yeah, you're right about that. The only time they don't seem to just wave the white flag immediately is in motorcycle racing. Like motocross especially.
Yeah, they usually have to wait to the second to last lap. Oh man, we're terrible.
That's alright. This ain't any worse than any of the shit that they say on Pulp MX. That dude talks shit more than anybody.
Yeah.
And what else? So, yeah, Tomac with the win. This is actually Dylan Ferrandis' first 450 podium as well, so that's cool. And then also, Justin Brayton came in third. That's his first podium in a few years, 3 years to be exact, at 37 years old, which therefore just proves age is just a number.
I thought Reed did a good job with that.
He did, but for Brayton to come back after not winning anything for 3 years, or not, I shouldn't say winning, but not getting a podium for 3 years, at almost 40 years old and still keeping a bunch of factory kids behind him on a satellite bike.
Fair enough.
So that's impressive.
So, before we move on to the next race, with the white flag and my cigarette.
It's called a fag.
What'd you call me? But fucking Barcia in that whole fucking shift lever thing.
Yeah, let's go back to that real quick.
He was stuck in first. Why was he in first?
That's what I've been saying the entire time. There is not a single rider on that track that puts his bike in first gear once. They start in second gear and then go from there.
Yeah, unless he got caught up in something and just like something happened to hit his shift lever down. If he was not on the clutch, shouldn't fucking do that. But I don't get it.
And I
call bullshit on that whole thing.
In theory, you could go through a supercross track in first because those 450s power is insane. So, but
well, I mean, he still finished in what, 13th?
No, it was higher than that. But I mean, yeah, he still finished like decently for being stuck in first gear.
That's another reason why I call bullshit on that.
Yeah,
I'm not discounting the fact that he lost his shift lever. I just think he was in second, not first.
That's what I was gonna say. But you should probably say second gear, not first.
Yeah, they just want that drama.
The thing would have been.
You would have heard his bike over every other bike.
Yeah, because it's at fucking like 12,000 RPMs the whole time in first gear.
Yeah, that bike would not have survived. And they're saying he lost it on the first corner, or around the first corner.
No, because there's no way. Because he was fine for a good portion of the race, and then you could see it started like struggling in some spots, and then started like bitching and moaning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't see the reason for the team to make such a wild allegation like that. I mean, but who knows? We weren't there. We don't know for sure.
I know being in first fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it was
even I don't ride in first.
And I don't even have a bike.
I have a street bike. But I mean, every time we go to the track and I ride somebody else's bike, I'm rarely ever in first.
Well, especially on a street bike, because first gear in that thing probably winds out immediately.
Oh, my bike in first gear tops out at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky. Yeah. I have to shift in a second real quick. Just to go with the speed limit.
So, Houston round 3. What do we got for that?
Did not watch.
Huh?
Did not watch.
Yeah. Christian Gregg won 250 heat, passing Max Volhin for the lead. Austin Forkner, continuing what I was saying earlier, he crashed out in a practice crash and hurt his shoulder, I think. I haven't seen anything new on the news yet if he's coming back for Indy this weekend or not, but I'll try and read up on that a little bit more. 450 heat 2, Stewart takes out Muscan in a corner, which it's typical Stewart, but
there's a lot of takedowns in round 3. I did notice across all the races.
So a lot of guys it looks like they're working harder to try and make their mark and try and solidify their position in this series, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because like I've been saying, the field is more stacked than it's ever been. So people have to make those money-making moves to solidify themselves. So, in this season.
And then you got some people that are trying to make their mark too hard. Talking about Ricky Carmichael. We'll talk about that later. Norton, shut up.
Adam Cianciarulo, he was 450 Heat 2 winner. Kyle Chisholm won the 450 LCQ, and I didn't know he was racing again. I don't remember seeing his name in any of the other races. So, kind of a surprise for me to see him again, Kyle Chisholm.
Oh.
So 450 LCQ, Gardner takes out Cade Clayson in the last turn for the final transfer spot. That was entertaining. So onto the mains. So keep in mind the sand section in this race, it's extended out past the corner, and it's basically its own straightaway before the corner that goes into the finish line jump, instead of just being a corner of sand. So Christian Craig with the 250 main event hole shot stayed pretty consistent until about like the halfway 3/4 point, and Colt Nichols just out of nowhere, well, not really out of nowhere because he was never more than like 3 or 4 seconds behind him, but he just found fire, found a section that he was faster in and just went by him. That happened once. Craig got him back, and then Colt Nichols got him back again, and then just took off after that. So that being said, Craig got past in the whoops. Looks like Jet Lawrence stuffs Michael Mosman in corner for 3rd place. Colt Nichols got the win, and Christian Craig in 2nd. And then Jet Lawrence in 3rd.
Yeah, that Lawrence versus who was it?
Michael Mosman.
Yeah, that was a gnarly takedown
on the gas. Yeah, it was. It was.
So I didn't watch the race. I just watched the quick highlights while I was upstairs taking a shit before we started recording.
That's fine. Now you're a little more informed than you were before. Okay. So that being said, looks like Christian Craig and Colt Nichols will both have a red plate next week in Indy.
Oh, that's right. They're tied for points.
Tied the points. Yeah.
I always purple.
I always liked when that happened. When you say purple,
yeah.
Give them purple plates. That way everybody knows we're tied. Yeah, I always liked when that happened because to me it gives the 2 guys who have the red plates, kind of that edge. They're just like, yeah, I gotta get this. I gotta make this mine.
And then you got Star Racing Yamaha in the background. Like, I don't fucking care.
And the 2 that have the red plate next week are on Star Racing
exactly.
Yamaha.
They're like, you guys do you. You've done enough.
Star Racing Yamaha literally, like, they just about bought everybody, is what it is. Like, Geico Honda folded, and, like, they accumulated, like, 2 or 3 of their riders. Beat them, then buy them.
It's like sitting back and watching your kids fight. Like, I don't have a favorite, but let's see how this goes.
Yeah, that's factory racing in a nutshell.
They had a couple gnarly passes on each other too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they were not riding like teammates.
I mean, they were cordial. Like, they weren't, like, taking any cheap shots at each other. But
there were a couple close calls.
Close calls, yes. But, like, Nichols was all over Craig, but he wasn't going to do anything dirty to him because he was a teammate. But Nichols had that confidence, and he knew, like, okay, I am faster than this guy. Where can I make a clean pass? And he did that in the whoops.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he rocketed through him.
Yeah, that was a really, really good race between Craig and Nichols, before Craig got around him and just pulled away. So 450 main, Roxon and Webb out front early. Osborne and Tomac, bad starts, not surprising. Past couple races before this one, they've been kind of the slow starters. But
well, I mean, there's only been a couple races before this one.
Mm-hmm. Well. So, Webb first, Roxon second, and Cianciarulo in 3rd. So, here is a topic of discussion for a lot of shows, a lot of pages. let's talk about the Wilson-Roxon drama on the last lap, letting Webb get around Roxon for the race win after Roxon led pretty much the entire thing.
As the most I know about this is you bitching about it on Facebook.
Yeah. So when I first saw it happen, and I'm so like torn between it. I don't know what to think. I'm like, Roxon's one of those guys. He should be fast enough to know how to work his way around the lappers, but with Webb being so close behind him, trying to take a different line than what's been fast and what he knows the entire race, that's taking a big risk. And at the same time, I'm like, Dean's been racing for like 12 years. Like, he should know better than that.
I mean, and the way I look at it, I know they have to have a full field, but at what point do you just stop? Like, those guys that are always 2 or 3 laps down, they're always the same guys. Just stop. Get out of there. We thank you.
I mean, not like Wilson was like a couple laps down. He was like 30 to 40 seconds down, something like that. But still, what a lot of people are saying is
that's a huge gap, though.
It is a huge gap. That's why he was getting lapped. So, but a lot of people are saying, you know what? Hey, there's a race happening behind you. You're not in it. Get out of the way. That's a lot of people's like opinions on it.
That's how everybody's opinion should be. That's how it is in the rules.
But Dean's been getting a lot of people like having his back, saying like what I said earlier. Like Roxon's a top guy. He should know how to get around the lappers with ease and all that. And I see what they're saying, but
it's a potato tomato sort of thing.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I mean, you got Roxon, who is a top-tier rider, and should be able to get around those guys. But on the other end, you have fuck nuts. You know, you said he's been racing for what, 12 years?
Yeah,
Supercross.
Dean's been in the game for a long time, so
he should know to get the fuck out of the way. So they both know what they need to do. But especially Roxon battling for, a top spot. Honestly, trying to get around a lapper is the last thing on his mind right there.
It was a tight corner too. So
yeah,
the one where he first got held up, it was a tight corner. There wasn't much way around him. And that brings me back to my first point. With Cooper Webb being not even a second behind you in like 3 corners away from finishing the race, you can't make any like
last second adjustments.
Yeah, I guess like you can't take any risks like that.
Yeah,
you do what's been working the entire race, and it's your fastest line, so you're going to keep taking that obviously to try and pull the guy off that's trying to take the lead away from you. But I don't know if there just wasn't enough blue flags being waved at Dean, or if he like thought like someone in front of him was getting laughed by him or what, and just but
that'd be a little full of yourself. but
I mean, Dean came out and like wrote a public apology and all that, and was just like, "Hey, I know what I did, and I hate to be the guy that costed you the race and all that. It sucks, but
And you got to give him some respect for there.
Yeah,
for there, right there, he acknowledged his mistake. And I mean, you go back to like in the moment. I can honestly say the guys in the bottom 6, they're not focused on the race anymore.
They're focused on just holding their position and just grasp whatever points they can.
Yeah, but with him knowing that he's in the back of the pack, and even there being a chance he could be lapped, he should still be taking the outside of the corners. Because he's not battling with anybody. So what's the point of cutting on the inside?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that too, but you could also tell too that like nobody was taking that outside of that corner because there was no rut there. So
doesn't change the fact.
No, it doesn't. So that was I remember watching it happen on TV, and like my mind was just blown. I was just like, fuck, I can't believe that just happened. Like that was Ken's race.
Yeah, Roxon's had a pretty fucked up start this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing good. It's just been small things keeping him from...
Like, getting docked points because of the jumping on the Red Cross.
We'll talk about that here in a second. I want to definitely talk about that.
Yeah, like, that, and then this happening on the very last fucking lap after leading the entire thing. Like,
oh, and he should... I mean, fucking... Barcia did put up a good fight, but Roxon did have chances to get first in round 1.
Yeah, he just didn't really take him, and he seemed content with second.
Yeah, and he keeps getting so close just to be pulled back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for that.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Kenny. I really hope he can pull it together and stay. He needs to pull a Ryan Dungey, honestly. He needs to stay consistent the entire time during the series, coming first through third, every single race, and let everybody else be completely
all over the place,
just random, like it has been so far.
Yeah, like Tomac's gonna wear himself out before midpoint.
Yeah,
because all these massive comebacks he keeps having to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't think, as much of a Tomac fan as I am, I don't think he's gonna end strong.
He needs to work on his starts, is what it is. He keeps starting badly and has to work so hard to work his way through the pack.
Or that's going to kill him.
Yeah. Whereas last year he was a great starter and only had to work through the pack a couple times. And look at that, he got a Supercross championship.
Yeah. I mean, you on dirt, me on street, we know how tiring it is to come from the back of the pack and try and work your way all the way up front.
Yeah.
And for one race, trying to do that all season.
Yeah, it's very tiring. It's not a lot of fun, especially when the track is very one line.
Yeah,
and that one line is the fastest line, and any other line you take to try and get around somebody is a lot slower, so you don't even get around them anyway.
All right, so let's talk about this point deduction. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, because of so he jumped on a jump where the red cross flag was being waved, but he claims he couldn't see the person waving the red cross because Dylan Ferrandi's jumped right in front of the flag as Kenny was going around the corner.
Yeah, so it was Ken Roxon, Anderson, Freezy, and Davalos?
Martin Davalos, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's how you pronounce it. And from the angle we watched that replay at, I could kind of see Roxon not seeing the flag. But at the same time, if it's a red cross flag, there should be more than one flag. It should be a big thing. Because I can't remember who went down, but it could have ended really badly if more people didn't see that flag.
Yeah. And yeah, that was the problem. Is as far as I could tell, there was only one flag. So
yeah,
and if
it was on the spot, what it should have done is they should have had somebody on the section beforehand also waving. That way they could see it before they go in that corner.
Yeah,
because that was a tight 180 corner where everybody was taking the inside and then hitting that double. So I can believe that he didn't see the flag.
Yeah, and Roxon released a statement on Instagram too, like explaining what happened, and he said like, I've never once before like disrespected the red cross being waved and all that. I've always slowed down. I've always not jumped where that's at. I have no reason to start now.
Yeah.
So, I believe him. Roxon's a good dude. He's not like that. So, which a lot of you now may argue after seeing his little freak out after the race in Houston round 3. But if any of you actually ride and race and have had a lead taken away from you after leading the entire thing, any of you would react the same exact way.
I've had a couple of races where I've damn near thrown my street bike on the ground ready to beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I'm considered the hot-headed person on the lineup anyway, but I don't ride dirty.
Yeah.
Especially on street. We're going fucking almost 100 miles an hour the entire time. I'm not going to try and take somebody out in a corner.
Yeah. Adrenaline's a hell of a thing. It can take over anybody, no matter how nice you are. So, especially under that shittiest circumstances.
And I mean, in Supercross, you've seen the Snoop Dogg could go out there, stoned as fuck, have a bad race, and get after somebody. I mean, I guess Snoop Dogg's a bad example. Dude's with G, but chilling out with Martha Stewart.
No, Jason Anderson. He could go smoke a bowl and get fucked over on a race and still get mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, especially how fucked up this season already is.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know if he actually smokes or not, but he's a part of a group called Team Fried. So I'll let you do the math there.
We're not trying to get anybody forced into a drug test.
No.
Disclaimer. If I didn't have to take him for work, I'd probably fail him. But, yeah, racing is a different beast. You know, it brings out a different side of people that you normally wouldn't see.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you even see it on single track. You know, somebody does something fucked up, you're going to call them out on it. It's, especially on things that can be life-threatening, you can't let them get away with it, because whether you're pissed off at them personally or just the fact that they did it, you have to try and make sure they don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could, you know, really hurt somebody.
And plenty of people have tried to do that with Barcia in the past, unsuccessfully. So,
Barcia's grown up in his own right, though.
Yeah. He, yeah, like I've said, I've had plenty of races where I'm battling with a guy and he beats me, and obviously the end result is me going, God damn it, motherfucker. Like,
I mean, I've had races where, you know, I was battling with somebody and I even came out on top, and I still got up in the dude's face. Mm-hmm. Just because he was riding dirty.
Yeah, that's like an excuse for anybody to do that. If you're like legitimately trying to take me out, like, yeah, we're gonna have some words afterwards.
Yeah, and like I said, I've raced both dirt and street. On dirt, crashes are a lot softer.
If you're crashing in the air, it can be bad.
Yeah,
but or if you're going like 40 or 50 down a straight and you get like braking bump wobbles or just straight up speed wobbles from the front end, like that can be bad. But a street crash, like going 100 miles an hour, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Like, you're probably going to get hurt.
Yeah. On dirt, I've rubbed shoulders with people, and on street, I try to avoid any form of contact. But I've gotten guys to get up right underneath me on a corner. Mm-hmm. It's like, you can see my knee is right there. Why do you think that's an appropriate place for your tire? Get the fuck out of my way. I will kick you over if I need to. Yeah. If you ever find me on a speedway, don't fuck with me.
If you ever see me on the track,
fuck with him.
I'll be pretty cordial, actually.
Oh, I just mean don't try and take me out, because 9 times out of 10, I won't be the one that goes down.
That's also just because you're a stocky dude, so it's a little bit harder for people to try and knock you
down. Did you just call me fat?
Yeah. But
compared to people I race against, yes, I am a bigger guy.
Yes, and then there's me. I'm a beanpole. I'm not that hard to knock down. I have height, though. That's one advantage. But
is that an advantage, though? Because that's more leverage for you to fall over.
No, if someone tries to take me out, I'm not like the short people that like do the whole like with their leg. I can just stick my leg down and catch myself.
And just put your arm out. Be like, no. Oh, what else do we have to talk about this week? Oh, let's talk about the fucked up tracks coming up.
Oh, the Ricky Carmichael designed Daytona track. Let's talk about that.
Do we want to talk about that one first, or do we want to talk about the
Indy.
Indy ones.
Is Indy designed by him?
No. I mean, you would think.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Indy wasn't designed by him. I think it was just Daytona that he did.
Yeah. I mean, that's one they're bragging about. So, we'll put these up on the screen in editing. But, so this is the first round in Indy.
Mm-hmm.
Too many whoop sections.
Yeah, so these two right here look like whoops. That right there is just a double section.
Well, one whoop section's too many.
And then, yeah, there's a rhythm lane right there, and then finish line jump with a rhythm after that. So
yeah, it's not a badly designed track.
No, that's actually pretty standard.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this right here is just a solid whoop section. That should be a rhythm lane too, in my opinion.
Well, they could have brought this section out, or even just had a quick, like S-curve section, and taken up more of that corner of the stadium, instead of having that just straight whoop straight.
Well, that corner right there is there because that's the entrance to the track. So that little opening right there, that's where they get onto the track from. So.
Well, why? The fucking starting line's on the other end.
There's a couple openings to the track. There's that one and that one.
I know, and this is probably where they're gonna have all like the podium and all that, but still. And then you got the second round in Indy, which I actually like this track more.
The Star Straight's longer. Yeah, Star Straight that's quite a bit longer than the previous round, which is good.
Yeah, for the first round, it only goes halfway through the stadium.
Yeah,
second round's all the way down.
Yeah, it utilizes the entire stadium.
I think there's going to be a lot of crashes on that whole shot. Because that's such a long start that people are going to go in there with massive speed.
It'll be faster. Yeah, I could see it for that reason because it's faster,
and it's a wider corner.
Yeah,
and it narrows down more.
It looks like So it looks like there's only one whoop section in that one.
Thank God. And no sand section. Neither one has a sand section.
Looks like a so it's a whoop section, and then it goes to a tunnel, like going over the tunnel.
Yeah, tabletop over the tunnel.
Yeah.
So
Daytona.
So anybody who's listened to our podcast before know how much shit we give Ricky Carmichael, that big-eared freak,
and his apparently unquenchable thirst for whoops.
So they're bragging already about his design for Daytona.
See it signed by him and everything.
Yeah. So there are 3 whoop sections.
One of them being sand.
Yeah. There are 4 sand sections. Man, this whole track is just all sorts of fucky. Like, what's going on right here? Does it just go straight to grass?
It looks like it. That's just been Daytona's thing, though, since the beginning. It's something different. It's challenging.
Are whoops challenging, though?
In sand, yeah.
I mean, 2 laps down, there aren't going to be whoops there anymore, so I guess you could have that as a bonus. But then it's just a random straight sand section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this track. I'm not a fan of any track designed by Ricky Carmichael. Haven't been for years.
So Daytona has always been a big one for me. I've always enjoyed Daytona, so just because it's a Carmichael design track, I'm sure it'll still be fun to watch. But what are your predictions for that race?
Oh, man, I don't know. There's still so many races go on before then.
Yeah, we got both rounds in Indy, but then we have this one after this. But I'm going to call it now and say Tomac gets it. Tomac.
He's always done well in Daytona.
No matter what the track layout is, like, it doesn't matter if it's Daytona, like Tomac is on fire every time.
It's a very narrow start in Daytona, though. You look at that starting line.
So, I mean, the start is probably regulation size, but the corner it comes into is very narrow. Yes.
Yeah.
At least they're not doing that fucking ring around the rosy thing again that they did last year before COVID. They had like the start, and then you would go into a corner, then another corner, then another corner, and then there you go.
Yeah. This corner right here, which is going after that first sand section, that really long one, and it goes into the offset whoops kind of. I don't know what those are really called.
They're like fingers.
Those are not fingers. These are fingers. But and then obviously that S curve has a berm in the middle. And then you hit that second sand section.
I don't see a lot of rhythm with these jumps.
Me either.
Like,
I mean, who knows? Like, it's kind of hard to tell from this picture
because it's like a complete just aerial view.
Yeah,
it's not like a 3D view.
So that's a rhythm section, that's straight, and then that straight. Norton, shut the fuck up. Yes, really only 2 rhythm sections. I think it's going to be all about more speed, and I think that's why there's 4 sand sections.
It's just going to be a typical Daytona. Just pin it, outrun, outgun everybody. True, like NASCAR style. Just fucking go.
Get it!
I mean, which is cool. Like I said, I've always appreciated Daytona just because it brings a little bit more flavor into it, in my opinion.
I mean, I can agree that it's hard to fucking design a track to fit in that fucking section.
Yeah, because that section of the entire complex is fucking tiny. So
yeah,
because Daytona, like the NASCAR track itself, that whole complex is fucking huge. So,
but it wasn't designed to have Supercross.
No.
So
initially, no.
Talking about fucked up tracks. Before we go end this episode, I want to talk about the last Supercross that I went to in person.
The Seattle one?
The Seattle one. That track, for one, had too many whoop sections.
What year was it?
2017?
17. Yeah, I was there for that one too.
And the one where it got so muddy that they had to take out the whoop section.
Yeah. I was there. That was the one where Reed had to push his bike
over the finish line. Yeah, because he blew it. Dude, everybody was blowing up their bikes because they were going around that second to last corner, overshooting it, and then getting their bike stuck in the jump of the next section. Because I remember watching Malcolm Stewart get his bike stuck. I was like, that. I used to love Seattle's tracks. That was definitely the worst one.
Yeah.
That was such a poorly designed track. And I mean, with CenturyLink Field, it's uncovered in the Pacific Northwest where it's always raining.
It's an outdoor stadium.
So,
I really wish they would fucking do it in Safeco. Or T-Mobile, sorry.
T-Mobile now?
The place the Mariners play, because they have a roof that closes for that reason, because it rains a lot up here.
I don't know if it would be better, though. Norton!
Title?
Yes.
But, I mean, yeah, the track wouldn't be as good because normally the football stadium tracks are a lot better than the baseball diamond ones, but it kind of rules out the possibility of a mudfest if you can have it in there and close the roof.
Hold on. I gotta fucking go to notification settings. All right. This has been going on non-stop. There. Thank God.
Bitch. God.
Dude, that's been going off this entire podcast.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think T-Mobile would be a bad alternative. I did also go to
it'd be like Petco Park down in San Diego.
Yeah, but it's also really small for a baseball field. Like, it's barely in regulation size. But I mean, I went and saw Nitro Circus there. And it was hard just to get their shit in there. So I don't know, having a closable roof would be nice. They just need to put one on Quest.
Yeah.
Or, wow. Going back to the early 2000s. Holy shit. CenturyLink.
Yeah, Quest Field.
That was what it was the first time I went to Supercross.
Mm-hmm. Me too, back in 2005. Actually, that wasn't the first time for me. I went when it was in the Kingdom back in the 90s when I was a little tiny little kid, when I was like 4.
I forget you're old.
Yeah, I know. I do too sometimes.
I was born in 97.
Yeah, I was born in 92. Yeah, I mean...
Quest Field.
No, before that. So, yeah, 17, that was a slot fest. I also remember 2006. That one was really bad, too.
That might have been the first one I went to.
Because that was an absolute mutter, too. Not to the point where everybody was getting stuck and all that, but it was clearly very, very wet.
I think I was a curse for Reed.
Yeah?
Because every time I went to Supercross, Reed had some sort of problem. First time I ever went to Supercross, I think it was 04 or 05, Reed had a gnarly crash right in front of my seat.
That was 05 then, if that's the case, because it didn't come back to Seattle till 05.
But me and my grandpa, we were up in the very front row you could get, and he crashed on that rhythm section right in front of us. It was gnarly. And then the second time I went, he had to push his bike over the finish line. I'm the reason he retired.
It's all your fault, Ty, whatever. It's all your fault, Ty, whatever.
I miss going to Supercross, though.
I do too. I miss it horribly. I really wish it would come back up here, but our governor's a dickhead, so... And
Well, the last time they stopped coming up here was because of the fucking Sounders.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we don't want you tearing up our turf to put down dirt. And then the Seahawks were like, it's not your guys' field.
No. And Supercross has been happening here long before you were even a thing. So
yeah. That was kind of funny keeping tabs on it. Because Sounders, oh, well, we don't want them tearing up our turf and blah, 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 blah. So we're going to ban them. Like 6 months later, they're like, okay, well, it's not your guys' field. You actually rent it from the Seahawks. And the Seahawks staff loves when Supercross comes up here. So you're shit out of luck. I did not like when they started doing the pits indoors.
see, I never got pit passes. So
all you have to do is give them an empty monster can.
Well, I always got there at like fucking 4 o'clock. So.
Oh, see, every time I went, I always made sure I got pit passes, and I would be there from the second pits open. Like, I'd go to the pits, I would go watch practice, qualify, all that.
The pits I have been to weren't in Washington. All the times that I've been to the pits weren't the Seattle race. They were the Las Vegas race and like 11 and 12, and then the Phoenix race 2 years in a row, a couple of years ago.
Daytona would be a badass track.
It would.
To go to the pits.
It would. That'd be amazing.
All right, should we end it there?
Yeah, I think so.
I have to start getting ready for work anyway.
Yeah, I think we covered all bases for this week for these races.
Predictions for Indy? I mean, our predictions have always been wrong.
Yeah, so don't have much faith in mine, but
Barcia's gonna get stuck in first again.
I'm gonna say Barcia like top 5. I think he'll get like 5th, maybe 6th.
Top 5 in no particular order: Tomac, Barcia, Roxon, Stewart, and
probably Webb.
Yeah, I could see Webb coming up.
Yeah, I'll say Tomac, Roxon, Webb, Ferrandis, Stewart, and
Are you going top 6?
That was only 4.
I can't count.
Why did I even ask you?
I don't know. You saw I got to 10.
I said Roxon, Webb, Ferrandis, Tomac. Yeah, that's 4.
Okay.
And then, you know what? I'm going to go like a wild card. I'm going to say Justin Brayton will do top 5 again.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Our predictions are always wrong, and that's our prediction. So,
Please quote us on them.
New recording schedule. We're no longer doing an episode after every round. It just doesn't work logistically with trying to record, edit while both of us working full-time jobs. So we are just doing location episodes, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
After each different stadium.
We intended to do round 2 and round 3 in separate episodes, but it didn't come to fruition, so.
And editing was kicking my ass, trying to get so many episodes up in such a short amount of time. So we'll just cover all rounds at one location after they wrap up, talk about points leaders and stuff like that. And we will have one victory lap every week.
That's what I was say. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in. We will talk to you when we talk to you, probably after the first couple indie rounds. So stay tuned for Victory Lap, like Ty said, and we will see you later.
Deuces.
Bye.